Can you hear the drums, Fernando? I remember long ago another starry night like this. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright, Fernando. They were shining there for you and me, for liberty.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I don't know why I always do this. And welcome to the Common Sense and Random Shit show. Because you already know, last 4 years before the inauguration of Trump. That's what it was. And it still is. Why? Do I have to say? It's like everywhere. It's just ridiculous how these people... It's driving me nuts. This Abrego Garcia shit. Oh, I just noticed something. I misspelled something. I'll fix that later. Anyway, Fernando Rivera Jr. here. As I said with the Common Sense and Random Shit show, because it is, whatever it is. Yeah, it is what it is. But, are you tired of the same bullshit? I mean... It's played out, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's almost like when you lie and you get caught in the lie, but you've lied that lie so much you don't want to go back to look like an idiot. That's what the left is going. That's what I think is happening right now. They've stuck on this so hard that if they go back, it would put them out. It would literally make them look like the fools that they are. This is ridiculous what's going on. And of course, the media just don't shut up about it. But I got a clip. Jesse Waters tore. I say tore. I didn't watch it. It was on the 5. Officer Tatum posted the video, so it kind of like, I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Because, you know, when people say, oh, aren't you afraid they're going to deport you because you look... no, I'm not afraid. These people know what the hell they're doing. I'm just saying. But, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to some pictures. We the people have had enough. Yes, this guy right here. See me? Yeah. I've had enough. Just saying. Isn't it amazing how both sides can unite against me? Yeah, all these rhinos and piece of shits that have no trust in a true patriot, but they can never unite to help the American people. Us. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, my phone's talking to me. Shut up, phone. Should President Trump ignore the judges and deport every single illegal alien? I said it. Alien. 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 See me? Alien. Yes! Deport them all! Yeah! Yeah, I'm crazy. Anyway. Who else wants President Trump to ignore the courts and continue deporting illegals? This guy does, right here, behind the picture. Yes, fuck these courts that are against America. I'm just saying, sorry. I'm trying not to curse, but it's hard with all the bullshit that's going on. That's driving this guy nuts. Is it driving you crazy? Aren't you tired of the same shit? Come on, there's so much stuff going on. So much good going on. Compared to this Abrego Garcia piece of shit gang member, illegal alien, Maryland man with kids, family man. Yeah. big time. Two genders.
You're talking about Abrego Garcia is an illegal alien MS-13 gang member and foreign terrorist. In 2019, Garcia was issued a deportation order. Two separate judges affirmed Garcia was a member of MS-13. When Garcia was originally arrested, he was wearing a sweatshirt with rolls of money pouring out and an MS-13 gang symbol. He was driving with two other known violent MS-13 gang members. In 2022, Garcia was stopped by the Tennessee Highway Patrol and was found to be transporting 7 people from Texas to Maryland, and he had no driver's license. In 2020 and 2021, Garcia's wife filed for a protective order from him and said he was violent and abusive and really scary. He punched and scratched her on the eye, left her bleeding, ripped her shirt, and ripped off her shorts. He then grabbed her arm, leaving very severe marks. Garcia's wife also wrote in court, "At this point, I am afraid to be close to him. I just don't want to be close. I have multiple photos and videos how violent he can be and all of the bruises that he's left on me." This is the man that the Democrats are wanting us to fly back from El Salvador. And we're just going to say you're foolish, you're fools, you're horrible people. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
Look, they built the country.
Ridiculousity, link in description. As I said before, breaking news, this is not the place. My show, if you haven't watched me, because only a few people watch me. But anyway, it's whatever. I'm having fun. I love doing this shit. Love talking shit about the left because they're insane. But the show is a little bit about everything. When I say common sense at a random shit show, I mean it. And it's common sense about everything. There's some stuff you'll see after. And if you want breaking news, I keep going to him because he is one of the guys I like to watch his videos. I feel smarter every time I watch him. So DeVory, where are you? Here you go. This is his link. Subscribe to him. I'm telling you, very informative, very smart, ex-military guy, smart conservative, never forces out. He actually gives you how he finds information, gives you both sides of the story, gives you access to both sides of the story. Do your research. As he says it, I say it, I've been saying it. Do your research. And as I've said before, this is another organization, Walk Away, hashtag Walk Away. Apparently they have a rally. I can't see it because I'm looking at my phone and I can't see shit. But anyway, Brandon Straka started this probably 6-7 years ago. Tons of videos of ex-Democrats and why they're walking away. Regular people, regular Americans speaking from their heart and soul. Some of these are ridiculously impactful. Shit that makes you go, wait a second. Yeah. It's crazy how this is a pretty good organization. Sign up. They have a really cool app that you can go on. You can pay a subscription and post stuff. It's a social media app. It's kind of cool. I haven't done it yet because I'm broke. But anyway, yeah. Brandon Straka, good job. And as I said, Walk Away, great organization to follow. Now, meme the left, because I like making fun of these bastards. And as I always say, most of these videos that I scour and find that I see pertain to this video, I never make them my own. I tell you who they are. I put the links in the description. And if I miss you, let me know. I'll put them on. It is what it is. Different. Just saying. Leave the left. Funny shit.
I will. Come on. Well, you did a good job. Man, I'll do it.
No. No, I don't think I will.
If you voted for Donald Trump, that means that you stand for everything that is going on in our country right now.
Yep!
That you stand for all these tariffs.
Yep!
That you stand for this mass deportation.
Yep!
That you stand for getting men out of women's
Yep!
sports. I mean, the list goes on and on. You actually stand for this.
Yep!
If you voted for Trump, you actually stand for this.
Yep!
And if you voted for Trump, I just want to say that I love you and thank you so much for saving this country.
Did we just become best friends? Yep!
So like all of a sudden when I go to the grocery store, guys are like I guess I'm passing because guys are being really nice and they're like flirting with me.
A blessing from the Lord. God be praised.
So we're at that part of the movie where there's a gunfight and the guy and then click, click. There's no more bullets in the gun.
No more bullets. No more bullets?
We have no power. We have no power.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Bill Maher waking up, realizing he's been saying, speaking truth to power for a while now, but after meeting Trump, all of a sudden, now he doesn't hate him. So that is a good way to cure TDS, but obviously Trump can't meet everyone. But there's no cure, you know what I'm saying? Other than meeting Trump yourself and figuring out he's not Hitler. He's not. We're not Nazis. Sorry, just earpods about to fall out. You know, and I say, as always, I say, excuse the haptic feedback because I am still using my phone. You know, this app is actually really good, Prism. It's a live streaming app, which I use. It lets me do a lot more than some of the other stuff that I had to pay for, actually. And hopefully one day when I finally get to update my computer to 10 or 11, the app on the computer is even 10 times better. You know, the one thing that this is missing is being able to interview and have the split screen and talk to people, which I like to do that. You know, I talked to my boss, Amadeo, who's, you know, kind of one of the reasons I'm conservative. I mean, he never pushed me. He never said, hey, you're an idiot. Never said none of that. He just said, dude, you're smarter than that. Look shit up. Do your research, as I say to you. And I did. And my ass woke up. And, you know, I might do a walk-away video. Insufficient memory. Oh, my God. What is it with these warnings? Stop it. Anyway. So I like to do an interview with my boss. See how long he's been in, you know, conservative. I never really ask him that. I believe his parents are. And, you know, as I said, he's the owner, one of the owners of the restaurant. The two brothers. It was his dad, and then they took over the restaurant. They've been open 30 years. Great upscale Italian restaurant. I'm one of the chefs there. I've been there almost 8 years. But it's going to be kind of cool. Plus, there's a bunch of other stuff I want to talk to him about because we have a lot of similar tastes. But what do we have here? Okay. As I was saying, I didn't watch the 5. I stopped watching the 5 here and there because there are certain individuals on there, one especially, that I can't stand, even though she's cute. But as I said, the libtardness, democratic thoughts, and I can't stand this woman. Jessica Turnoff. Yeah. But Officer Tatum posted this yesterday. So Officer Tatum, I'm glad you pointed this out and you put this out. So I kind of stole this little clip from you and made it my own. I'm going to admit it, but it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just thought his was one of the best ones. I like watching you as well. Jesse Waters. She needs to retire after this. One of the best lip-turd shutdowns I've heard. And Jesse Waters? I knew there was something about you I liked. You're a warrior, brother. And this, check this out. I made a show out of this. I'll post later on. But check this out. This is what I call major shit on her face.
Well, Jessica keeps on saying there's all these mistakes. First, she said this guy was picked up because he had a Bulls hat. And then he has tattoos on his hand that spell MS-13.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Read the symbolism, Jessica. What are you, a gang detective? Cut it out. And then he's wearing paraphernalia that says the slogan for MS-13. And then he gets caught up in a gang sweep with ranking members of MS-13 as part of a murder investigation. Then gets pulled over, he's suspected of human trafficking, then gets accused of slugging his wife twice, and she has it on video. And suddenly his name isn't Maryland Dad, it's Due Process. You transitioned pretty quickly, Jessica. And to say this administration never admits a mistake, you guys never admitted you opened the border for 4 years.
Yes, we did.
Come on. You're saying this guy
That border was tied.
You're saying this guy's afraid to go home? Because that's funny. In 2019, when he was popped, he said he wasn't afraid to go home, Jessica. Yeah. Funny that you're into due process now, after bringing us the Me Too movement, cancel culture, and the Trump trials. You can't break into the country and ignore the process of coming here and then want a process to leave. You cannot cut the line to come here and then ask to be put in a line to go home. If you guys are going to be the defense attorneys for every criminal gangbanger in America, after you've allowed the gangs to invade and now say all of them need lawyers, it's going to be an eternity, Jessica, to get these people out of here. Johnny went to Baltimore, and the people of Maryland are laughing at you. Blacks, Hispanics, whites, they think it's ridiculous what Van Hollen has done to be able to defend foreign rights instead of the rights of the American people. And the slippery slope argument. Is this the slipperiest slope you've ever seen? If they deport an MS-13 terrorist, you're next. Who? The Puerto Ricans? Anybody with a tan, Jessica? Are you next? No one believes that. This is the dictator hoax all over again, and you lost on that the last time.
Yo. You know what this guy calls that moment? Boom! Major shit on Jessica Turnoff and all the Democrats. I mean, after that, we shouldn't hear anymore. This should be like, oh shit, we're done. I'm out. That's what it should. That's what it should be. But it's not, because they're crazy. They're insane. They're gonna keep their bullshit. Whatever. Genius. I am not. Common sense. I have. Ex-gang member here. I have 3 tattoos. That was 6. 3 that symbolize the gang I was involved with. I erased one. I have 2 left. I didn't erase. I covered it up. You can kind of still see it. But it was the first one I ever got. It's the happy and sad face, the theater masks. It doesn't need to say the name of the gang. That's what it was. The theater masks in Connecticut were for the solid ones. The Los Sólidos Nation. That was the gang. So if you're from Connecticut and you have those, you are a member of the gang. Or were. You know what I'm saying? And it's so much shit that, anyhow, I'm tired of it. Aren't you tired of it? Aren't you tired of this bullshit with this Obrego Garcia? You know, as I said, they're so knee deep in their shit that it's like quicksand. They keep sinking and sinking and sinking, blah, 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 blah. And they don't know how to get out. They don't know how to get out. Oh God. Anyway, United Spot. I like sharing your stuff. Link in description. Yeah, pertaining to that, this is a funny take on this shit. Check it out.
They said it would never work. That politics and community outreach couldn't mix. But they didn't know about us.
People can be so cruel, you know? They see tattoos and they immediately assume gangbanger, but my tattoos? They're a tribute to my chihuahua, Senor Wiggles.
You know, I really shouldn't be here right now. Trump says you're an MS-13 kingpin.
Kingpin? Please. I'm the president of the neighborhood watch in my gated community. Ask Miss Parker. I walked her cat for 6 weeks when she had the bunions.
Well, what about the machete they keep talking about?
Oh, that's ceremonial, you know? For cutting ribbons at community gardens and playground openings.
Next question.
Senator Van Hollen?
Uh-huh.
Did you know you were sipping margaritas with a suspected MS-13 gang member?
Gang member? Abrigo? Ha, please. The only thing he's guilty of is loving too much. And maybe a little bit of unsolicited salsa dancing at the local rec center.
So tell me more about your community work back in Maryland. Well, besides being part of the Neighborhood Watch, I also organize weekly puppy yoga seminars. And didn't you organize a community car wash and bingo night at the nursing home in the same weekend? I don't like to brag, but yes, I just love helping other people. It's what I live for. It's why I came to America. I also heard you provide counseling for new husbands on domestic violence prevention. Is this true? What can I say? Treating women with respect is my #1 priority. You're like a humanitarian hero. You deserve the Medal of Freedom for this. Nah, it's just who I am. I'm a man who only cares about others.
So I was thinking about getting the avocado toast with a side of
poached eggs and a mimosa?
You know me so well.
I know. It's like we're finishing each other's sentences. What does that tattoo mean? Which one?
The MS-13 on your fingers.
Oh, that's this for my snacks. 13 varieties. I run the snack pantry for underprivileged hamsters.
I don't know if it's the margaritas talking or what, but I think I'm falling for you.
Senator? Yeah? Is it true you're endorsing an illegal MS-13 gang member for Congress?
Absolutely. I mean, he's already out here fighting deportation, advocating for immigration rights, and he's wearing better shirts than anyone I know in politics. Might as well make it official. He cares about the people. And America needs more of that.
Are we doing this?
It feels so natural.
I mean, I wish I knew how to quit
I know.
You make me want to be a better gangbanging illegal immigrant.
You make me want to be a better senator. Will you marry me?
You had me at margaritas.
6 hours later.
Do you take a Brigo to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Do you promise to love and cherish Senator Van Hollen in good times and in bad? I do. In sickness and in health?
I do.
For richer, for poor? I do. For better, for worse?
I do.
And forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto him for as long as you both shall live. I do.
That is not a fake laugh. That is some funny shit. You know the spot. Hit it on the spot. You know, if you don't see it for what it is, I can't help you. You obviously can't be helped. You know, I say it all the time, you know what I'm saying? Breaking news is not the place. Also, the haptic feedback. Every time I touch it, I did turn the mic off. I hope I turned it back on. I think I did. Wow. Yeah, anyway, you guys ever hear of Freedom Toons? They're actually pretty good. I saw this one they posted yesterday, so I'm sharing it with you. Link in the description. The media. Fear-mongering. Bullshit. This cartoon, these guys are talented. This cartoon here could not have said it better. Check this out. This is pretty good.
Extra, extra! Trump deported a U.S. citizen who didn't even break the law.
No way! Really?
Yeah. Okay, but did that really happen?
Well, technically. He was an undocumented U.S. citizen, and he did break the law, but only in the sense that arson is still illegal. Technically.
Technically.
Well, I'm already feeling emotions, so none of those distinctions matter.
What? The story was a complete lie. A lie? Because of some technicality?
Technicality?
How about this? Trump deported a community organizer even though they were born here and never broke the law. Just because they were Hispanic.
Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional about that.
And when you say he was born here...
The world. He was born in this world, human like the rest of us. technically.
Tac in Italy.
And he wasn't in a gang? Oh, I get it. When white people do it, it's community organizing, but when a Venezuelan does it, he's in MS-13, technically?
Technically.
Yeah, seriously.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, you just want to blow that off? Well, how's this, you monster? Trump deported an aspiring nuclear physicist whose family had been here since the Mayflower, simply because he got a tan last summer and looked a little brown.
I feel I need to ask for clarity.
Clarity? I think it's clear you're going to hell.
By here since the Mayflower, do you mean he's of Aztec descent?
Technically. He was also technically.
Chechnya.
A child trafficker.
We're done here.
Just another uninformed voter with his fake news.
Thank you for... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it off. My finger was on it. I touched it by mistake. Freedom Toons. That's it. That's pretty much it. The liberal media, this is what they look like to people like me with common sense. They look like these... Technically. He was born here on Earth. I keep fixing my hat because I feel like it's going to go... Because of mind-blowing bullshit. My head, my brain's going... You know, it's boiling over. People are crazy. Oh, God. Anyway. My favorite part of the show. I have one or two more videos, but I'll get into this first. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it. Oh, my God. Anyway, ASP, Active Self-Protection. I don't... Personally, him and I don't know each other. But I like sharing his videos. Been watching him for years. I believe he's a Kempo guy as well. But this is a situation that I've not personally. I know people that got into this type of situation. But check this video out. This is pretty interesting, pretty informative. And it could happen to anyone. Just saying, check this out.
From time to time on the channel, we get to see people have to defend themselves against an aggressive dog. It's an important part of self-defense. Hi everyone, welcome to today's research-informed defensive lesson here at Active Self-Protection. I am your host, as always, John Correa. I don't know where this one comes from, so if you by chance have any geographic information, put it in a comment so that I can add it to the description.
Guy's just chilling by his car when these couple of girls come running by with a couple of big dogs chasing them, and he is gonna grab a hold of one of them with this dog slobbering all over her and try to get her away from that dog, and is gonna end up stuffing her inside the car to do so while the dog is trying to chew on her leg. He is then gonna jump up on the car to get away from the dog. I don't know how this one ended. I don't have a news story on it or anything like that. So seeing it once again, she's running away from the dog. Dog is chasing her down. He is gonna try to get her kind of away from that dog, and he's gonna really struggle to do so. And then she's gonna end up putting a barrier, the car door, between her and the dog. Then he is gonna jump up on the hood of the car to get away from them. And I think that ended the threat. All right, question for you. Have you ever had to defend yourself against a dog? I have. Actually, we used to walk our dogs when I was living over in a different house. And I've had to use OC spray, no kidding, 4 times on aggressive dogs as part of that. How about you? You ever had to do it? Point number 1 here, ladies, you are responsible for your own defense and capable of your own defense. I know, they're running away from this dog, but even when my kids were teenagers, I taught them how to deal with aggressive dogs. And my kids, of course, they can't do this when they are at school and things like that. But if they're just out, this looks like it's at night, they had an OC spray on them. And I can't recommend enough, a good palm unit that they've got in their pocket. You get a dog that gets aggressive at you. I have used Palm OC 4 times on aggressive dogs. It's just a weird streak that I had. Once in the neighborhood that I'm in now, 3 times in the old neighborhood that we were, with dogs coming after me because I'm a jogger. And it's very, very effective. OC spray tends to affect dogs just like humans, about 90% effective. So, hey, blessing these dogs with the hot sauce probably ends that threat, probably gets away from them. The ladies would be the ones to do this here. Now, can the guy step in and protect them? Yes, and many feel like that is a significant and important part of their responsibility as men. Okay, fine. And of course, if these are people that you know, then yeah, you got to help your loved ones out. So then what are we going to do? Well, this lady is then going to kind of, circle back around with this big dog chasing her. and then going to try to slobber all over her and put her in the hospital, okay? Now, would a reasonable person believe at this point that this dog is highly likely to put her in the hospital? Yes, a dog bite is highly likely to require stitches. An aggressive dog like this is certainly seen as a reasonable, deadly threat. So if you were to pull a firearm here, would that be justified? In my opinion, absolutely yes, it would be justified because, again, a dog is highly likely probably not to kill in this instance, but to put somebody in the hospital. And the use of deadly force is justified against a reasonable threat of great bodily injury. So in this case, a dog is highly likely to put you in a spot where you're going to need stitches, where you are going to lose the use of that limb for a time while you're recovering from that, where you could be led to hospitalization. And so that's very common from significant dog bites from a dog that is being this aggressive. Because of the actions of the dog, I think that would be justified in this case. So if you did draw a firearm here, you better be able to use it though and not shoot one of the ladies. I do admire what he did here though. Hey, let's get her out of the way and get a barrier between her and the dog because the dog is clearly keying on her at this point. And then he's got to deal with that problem as well. So then he's got to get himself out of the way, which he does by getting on the hood of the car. And this is one of those spots where I think having a less lethal tool on your person can prevent you from having to use deadly force in a circumstance like this. Because I'm going to tell you, if you end up shooting a dog like this, you're going to spend the rest of the day explaining to the local constabulary why you did. You might end up explaining that a whole bunch to the detectives. And I've even got a case I'm working right now where it's ending up in trial over something that certainly looks like a justified use of a defensive deadly force on a dog to me. So you might end up with a whole lot here, which is why, in addition to carrying a firearm, I strongly recommend carrying an OC spray. Because if you OC spray a dog, it's a much less, a serious use of force, much easier to explain, and in the end, the dog is going to be just fine. It doesn't injure, it only hurts. So it is a much less serious issue. So I strongly recommend that you carry an OC spray on your person as a private citizen. I think it is the best, less lethal tool out there. And even if you've got significant empty-handed skills, I do, but I don't want to go empty-handed on a dog because that's highly likely to put me in the hospital. I've used OC spray multiple times. It is the tool that I would recommend here to cover your ass. Though if you had a firearm in this case with these facts, I think it would have been justified to use it as well.
Very, very informative. I'm sure a high percentage of Americans, two genders, I had to throw it in there, either know someone or has been through it. And as I've mentioned before, there's this thing that I've been posting on here every day. Berna, it's a less than lethal way to defend yourself against attacker dogs without having to worry about court trial, all this other stuff. And they're not paying me. I say again, Berna, send me a free one. Anyway, check it out. If you haven't seen this, you're welcome. Check it out. This is pretty cool. I really like one of these things.
You asked for compact. You demanded power. Berna is delivering both. Forged over 4 relentless years of research, testing, and total reinvention. Designed to disappear when holstered and dominate when drawn. It hits like a sledgehammer, but carries like a sidearm. We rethought everything, even the ammo. The Berna CL is our most concealable launcher ever. Sleek, slim, silent, until it isn't. 6.81 inches long and 2 smartphones thick. It's 38% smaller than the Berna SD and 44% smaller than the Berna LE. The CL fires at 400 feet per second, the equivalent of 273 miles per hour, delivering 41.9 joules per square inch. Hand-assembled in Fort Wayne, Indiana, the CL is engineered with over 80% of its components sourced from within the USA. Berna didn't just shrink the platform, we've reimagined the entire less lethal category. This is the Berna Compact Launcher. We had to think small, so you could hit big.
Very interesting. I like that they have the orange or the black. And I talk about this a lot because, as I mentioned, less than lethal. If you don't want to take someone's life in a self-defense situation because that just isn't you, this is a perfect alternative. and it's shipped to your house in all free states, not illegal to carry, and for even people with my past can buy this and not worry about having a firearm and breaking the law and defending yourself or loved ones if you're doing the right thing in your life. Like me, I'm not trying to go back to jail. Trust me, I've been out over 20 years and I am not going back. I changed my life completely. I've talked about it before, even as far as working with the police department in Worcester, Mass. But yeah, look into it. Byrna, BYRNA.com. I think that's the website. And look into they got other stuff that's pretty cool. If you want a full-size one, obviously it's a little bit stronger. They actually have a shotgun-ish one. And you could train with this in your backyard. If you have a yard, I'm saying. And not scare people. It's good to have an orange one. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Byrna, I say again, send me one. Anyway, losing my shit. All right. I'm not a gamer, per se. My wife is a gamer. And as I said at the beginning of the video, this is not just about politics. Random shit. I got rid of the logo for some reason. I forgot what it was. The random shit logo. But I do play. I dabble. You know what I'm saying? My wife and I play Call of Duty split screen, and the one we play all the time until we get the new one. We haven't got the new one, which I will talk about. And we play Borderlands split screen. We've played Borderlands 1, 2, 3, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We're halfway through that, but she's so into the Assassin's Creed. I let her play her Assassin's Creed. She's played pretty much all of them. I think she's getting a new one this week, maybe today. Maybe she'll be playing that today. I've played, was it Far Cry? I'm like 70% done with that one. I forgot which one it was. It's the one with Giancarlo Esposito in a third world country. Really interesting. I'm actually pretty good, especially with the pistol. But that's my kind of game. Hers is more adventure stuff. But Borderlands 4 is coming out. I'm looking forward to it because it's the game my wife and I can play together. Like I said, we've played 1, 2, 3, the prequel. We've played the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which we haven't finished yet. But we've played 1, 2, and 3 probably 3, 4 times each. This is a first-person shooter fantasy game. If you don't know anything about games, somebody asked me the other day, what is that? What kind of game is that? And this guy's not a gamer, but he was just curious, so I told him. And so I'm going to talk about it because maybe if you're not a gamer or you play here and there and dabble like me, this is a good game to look forward to. This is a trailer, not a playthrough trailer, I think, but it gives you some idea. But when I saw this trailer, I was like, holy shit! These characters look pretty badass. They're like not mythical, but fake fantasy characters. And every single one has like not a superpower, but like I forgot what they call it. It's like a moment where you have 30 seconds, what it is. I can't believe I forgot what it was. A skill point where you push a button when you're in a very dangerous point in the game, that it gives you a up level to do something about it. And this Gunzerker, Berserker, Zero, Axton. I mean, there's some really, really Lilith. I mean, Lilith is one of the best. I like her, the Firehawk. But check this out. This is pretty cool. That looks awesome. If you're a gamer and you've played this game, the prior games, you're probably probably more psyched up than me, being that I'm not that much of a gamer like my wife is. She can't wait either. That looks like that's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing I like about this game is that by myself I can play them, but this is a game my wife and I would play. Like we play right now. We're playing every time we want to play a game together. We play Call of Duty Cold War. You know what I'm saying? So the zombie, where every level you get better and better, you get better weapons, higher. It's really cool. I think we like playing the I forgot what it was called, but where it has different boards. Duga, Alpine. You know, it's a winter, like a snowy place, ski resort. It's really, really entertaining for her and I when we want to spend hours playing it. We play all day. You know what I'm saying? Until we get to like 7th, 8th and pretty much finish all the boards. But obviously the higher you go, the harder it gets. But this right here is some cool ass shit. Now, this next game is already out. And we obviously haven't gotten it yet. But from what I hear, the zombie in this 2-player game play is amazing. She watches this guy, Rad Brad. And sometimes I watch, him playing a lot of games. Sometimes he'll play games from all over the world that nobody's ever heard of. Got a bunch of followers, not like this guy who has 2 or 3. Anyway, haven't gotten it yet. Want to get it. This is another game, and being that I like military games better than anything. But as I said, my wife's the gamer. She's got all the PlayStations. She's got the old PlayStation little thingy that never been touched. I mean, she's probably got over 1,000 games. She's a gamer. I just dabble. But this here is a game that I want to play with her. I like to sometimes see these kind of games I play by myself and finish the campaign first, and then her and I play the 2-man zombie, which I cannot wait. This is not a play-along trailer. This is a trailer for the game. But if you're curious as to what it is, if you've never played this is why I like playing this. Just pretty curious. If you're my age, Gen Xer, you'll get some of this stuff. Check it out.
Good evening. The Soviet Union is no more. Despite a potential for instability and chaos, these events clearly serve our national interest. Free from the specter of global conflict.
Today we celebrate the mystery of American renewal.
Something's going on. Something big.
I'm a fire starter, terrific fire starter.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look?
I'm a fire starter, terrific fire starter.
The agency is compromised. We're being hunted from the inside.
You're the fire starter, twisted fire starter.
You don't have to trust me, Marshal. But it might be better if you do.
Hey! Something you should see. What the hell are we getting into? Don't trust anyone.
To a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
May God continue to bless the United States of America.
Pre-order the Vault Edition and get the Hunters vs. Hunted Operator Pack, the Mastercraft Weapon Collection, the Season 1 Black Cell Bundle, and more.
It's like watching a movie. It really is. It's so cool. And, as I said, this right here is almost a continuation of Cold War, for obvious reasons. Alan Woods, I think it's the character right there with the sunglasses. My wife likes playing. That's one of her favorite characters because he's always saying smart-ass, witty stuff, you know what I'm saying? But he's actually a comeback, and as I said, some of the other characters I believe are from Cold War. So for them to have the Cold War we like to play and the ones in between, then come out with this is gonna be fun for us. I can't wait. As I said, monetarily, you know, I'd rather her buy the new Assassin's Creed and enjoy that until we can someday soon afford this. Hopefully price goes down because they're not that cheap. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to play this. Obviously by myself first. I like to play it in the middle hard and then the hardest because I like the hard stuff. The easy stuff is for wimps. Warrior! Just saying. Anyway, guys, I love you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please share. Please follow the Conservatives Con or the Common Sense, a random poop show or shit show. You'll find me. Links in the description to videos that I share. Breaking news, this is not the place. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. You already know. And stop talking about the piece of shit that we got out of here. Please. And again, Jesse Waters, wah, you are the shit. Love you guys. Peace out. Just saying. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You live here? Yes. Well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
It's working!